My Line? Brought to you by Bayer Aspirin. Pure aspirin for pure pain relief. Bayer works wonders. And now let's all play What's My Line? And now, live from New York, let's meet our What's My Line panel. First, our matinee idol, starring Wednesday and Saturday afternoons in the Broadway hit The Apple Tree, Miss Phyllis Newman.
Good evening. It's my great pleasure tonight to introduce one of your real favorites from television. He's on Friday night at 8:30 on this network, the famous Hogan of Hogan's Heroes, Bob Crane.
Now I'd like to introduce the lovely lady who's starring in Dinner at 8 on Broadway, Miss Arlene Francis.
Time magazine has had hundreds of cover stories in the past few years. Distinguished men, controversial figures, but certainly none more beloved than the gentleman who will be on the cover this week, Mr. Bennett Cerf.
I must tell you of a very unusual experience I had the other day. On the way to Fort Lauderdale and Miami Beach, where I had 4 days of playing hooky at the Fontainebleau, on the Eastern Airline plane, the stewardess came up to me getting the names of people. Her name was Lisa Mujica, and she said, "I don't have to ask who you are. You're John Daly." And I said, if the plane hadn't been that high and we weren't going quite that fast, I would have gotten out there and that. So here is the man for whom I was mistaken, John Charles Daly.
If I was Miss Mujica, I'd be nervous, Bennett, because I think the only question that now remains is whether I sue or you sue.
Both do.
But anyway, it's a time to celebrate. We're getting near the holiday period, so we'll celebrate by telling you to get your masks on immediately. We're going to have 2 mystery guests tonight. We'll have a mystery guest immediately, and then later on, we'll have another famous mystery guest before you. A little later in the program, get your mask on, Bennett. A pair of glasses is not, in this community at least, equal to a mask. And when you have the masks all in place, and tell me they are so, are they now?
Yes, sir.
Fine, then let's meet our first mystery challenger. Will you enter and sign in, please? Well, there you are, panel. That should confuse you a bit more. I will only tell you that we now go to our usual form of questioning for mystery challenges, 1 question at a time, in turn moving clockwise. And we'll begin things with Phyllis Newman.
Oh, thank you. The applause was very long. Are there a lot of you?
Yes.
Yes.
Colonel Hogan?
Not Frank Sinatra and Mia Farrow again, is it?
No, that's 1 down, 9 to go, Miss Francis.
Is this group a musical group?
No.
What happened?
Would you mind repeating that answer, please?
No.
That's 2 down, 8 to go, Mr. Cerf.
It was either an answer or a door closing. I'm not sure which. Are you part of the cast of a play that is now appearing on Broadway?
Oh, no. Yes, I thought.
No. 3 down and 7 to go, Miss Newman.
Somebody said yes.
What did they
Well,
say?
there was a little confusion. The answer is properly no.
They're not part of a play on
Broadway
Broadway.
play presently playing on
Are
Broadway.
you mixed sexes? Are there some of some and one of the other or something?
I suppose.
I certainly hope so. Yes?
That's yes.
Oh, okay.
Mr. Crane?
Are you with the show that's going to open on Broadway?
No. That's 4 down and 6 to go, Miss Francis.
They're not going to open on Somebody get hit?
Very good guess.
Now, is that the answer that whoever is here is not going to open on Broadway?
Yes, that was the answer to that. That's right.
All right. Is Broadway out of the question entirely?
Well, you're speaking of
I mean, are we up the wrong tree? Should it be another medium? Are you on television?
Yes.
Mr. Cerf.
There's one voice there that rings a bell to me, and I don't know I'll tell you what the group is, but I want to know if one member of this troupe is about to make her debut in the Metropolitan Opera this year.
Yes. Oh.
Miss Newman?
I know. Are you all the peoples from To Tell the Truth?
Yes.
How did you know?
Very good. I must say, Kitty, I think we'd have a tough time ever disguising you adequately. The
How
Bennett...
did you know? I didn't get it. Bennett did.
That lilting voice of yours.
Oh.
Wasn't Peggy, it was.
I think we milked it for longer than we deserved anyway.
By the way, Orson Bean, Tom Poston, Peggy Cass, Kitty Carlisle, and To Tell the Truth, tomorrow night starts on CBS again at nighttime at 10 p.m. It's kind of a old home week. We're tickled you'd come and see us tonight because every one of them, as you well know, Arlene and Bennett, and I think probably Phyllis you do, although Bob wouldn't, everyone has been on that panel many, many times.
Yes.
And we're so tickled that you're going on that night side operation at 10 o'clock tomorrow night, and needless to say, wish you all the luck in the world.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's a good program. Good to see you all. Thank you. Well, very good. We'll have another contestant for you in just a moment after this word. And now to meet one of our regular contestants, would you enter and sign in, please? Is it Miss or Mrs. Cox? Mrs. Cox, where are you from?
Minneapolis.
Minneapolis. Very nice to have you with us, ma'am. Mrs. Cox, may I present the the panel? And let me present the audience, too. They're all there. Say hello to them. All righty. You'll just wait a second. We'll let the audience here in the theater and the audience at home know exactly what your line is. All right, panel, we can tell you that Mrs. Cox is salaried and deals in a service, and we'll begin things with Bennett Cerf.
Mrs. Cox, judging by your dazzling appearance, I'd like to ask if you have anything to do with either the field of athletics or entertainment.
Yes.
Well, I'm going to stick my neck way out and guess athletics.
Yes.
Are you a participant in the athletics?
No.
No, that's 1 down and 9 to go. Phyllis Newman.
Do you either referee or announce a sport?
No.
2 down and 8 to go, Mr. Craig.
Do you play with men? In this sport?
No.
I wasn't volunteering.
3 down and 7 to go, Arlene.
Since you are not a participant, are you a manager of some kind?
No.
4 down and 6 to go, Mr. Cerf.
Do you train or coach anybody?
No.
5 down and 5 to go, Miss Newman.
You don't? Can I have a recap?
Oh, you sure can.
You don't referee, you don't announce, you don't train.
Don't
Do
manage.
you do something connected with the sport, for example, like a caddy would carry golf balls? Do you do something for the men who are involved with the sport?
Water boy or something like that?
Well, not quite.
Bat boy or something like
I mean,
that?
do you do something
That's
for
perfectly
the...
all right, Phyllis. That's
No,
6 down and
okay.
4 to go. Colonel?
If you don't work with men, do you work with horses?
No.
That's 7 down and 3 to go, Arlene Francis.
May we work out, may we say no to animals entirely? You don't work with animals?
No.
All right. Should we get to the sport? Is the sport a sport that is played on land?
Yes.
The sport with which Mrs. Cox has an association, yes.
Is played on land. Is it a sport, is it a team sport?
Yes.
Do the people playing this sport wear uniforms or some kind of costume other than, well, of course they do. Why should I ask a thing like that? Quite right. So pardon me for answering myself. Is it a sport that women engage in? Never? You never saw a lady do it, huh?
I never have.
And you've certainly been around the pool.
No, I never have, Arlene. I could be wrong, but I'm going to give... I have never heard of women engaging in this sport.
Mrs. Cox, is this sport with which you're associated, does it use either a ball or a puck?
Yes.
Puck?
No.
9 down and 1 to go, Miss Newman.
Well, so it's probably something... I'm not asking, I'm just talking. It's probably football or baseball or something, or basketball or something like that.
She's
Now,
not asking.
I'm not
she's
asking,
just
I'm
talking.
just talking.
Don't say
Now-
a word, no expression on the face whatsoever.
Now, when these men are playing this sport, are you in the vicinity of where this sport is being played?
No.
That makes it 10 down and no more to go, because it would not be necessary for Mrs. Cox to be in the vicinity of the area where the sport is being played.
Make
Unfortunately,
something. A uniform.
I own them.
Is it football?
I wish I did.
yeah.
Football. You make the football.
Any more guesses?
She got our letter for that, yes.
What?
No more guesses?
Doesn't
Something to do with the
own a
Minneapolis
football team?
Vikings?
The
Is it
uniform.
something to do with the
Well,
Minneapolis Vikings?
there's something to do with the Minneapolis
The
Vikings.
stadium. You have something to do with the stadium.
Something to do with the stadium.
She sells things.
No.
Sell hot dogs.
No. No.
She knows the coach.
No.
She calls off the fella.
No. That's 27,000 down and no more to go. No, Mrs. Cox predicts weekly football scores on WCCO TV in Minneapolis.
She's the jacket.
Mrs. Cox comes well by her football knowledge. Mrs. Cox is Mrs. Cox because she's married to Bobby Cox, who was quarterback for the University of Minnesota. Bennett is a great sports fan, played for the Patriots up in Boston, and she's known as Bronco over WCCO TV. And what is it, Thursday?
Thursday and Friday.
Thursday and Friday night.
Sunday.
First night, Mrs. Cox predicts the college
I
games.
did the Big Ten, yes.
The Big Ten games. And then on Friday night, she takes on the professional games that are coming up.
Mrs. Cox, stick your neck out. If Dallas wins the Eastern Championship and the Green Bay Packers the West, what do you predict the score of that playoff game is going to be?
Green Bay will win by 4 points.
4 points. I'm
Any
going to write that down.
Write that down, Bennett. And let me tell you, pay some attention to it, because Mrs. Cox's batting average so far this year is 700 on prediction. 750. Sorry, ma'am. 750. Pretty good. Congratulations. And if you happen to be right on that one, we'll never let him live it down. Thank you very much. Nice to see you. We'll meet tonight's second mystery guest in just a moment, but first, this mystery. And now the second special feature on our program, the appearance of our second mystery guest, for which the panel must once more blindfold itself. Are blindfolds all in place, panel?
Yes.
Good. Will you enter mystery challenger and sign in, please? All right. Once again, panel, back to one question at a time, in turn, moving clockwise, and we will begin things with Arlene Francis.
Are you part of the entertainment world?
Yeah.
Mr. Cerf?
Are you at present on or about to appear in a play in the Broadway sector?
No.
That's 1 down and 9 to go, Miss Newman.
Are you in a movie that's appearing now or has appeared in the last year? I mean, has played in the last year?
Yeah.
In a movie.
Mr. Crane?
Are you foreign? No, I'm not. No, not at all, no.
That's 2 down and 8 to go. Colonel, that one, they fell right over your foot there. No? Yeah. That's Miss Francis?
Are you in a picture that is going to open this coming week?
Yeah.
Mr. Cerf.
Do you usually play comedy roles?
No, not usually. I don't do that, no.
That's 3 down and 7 to go, Miss Newman.
No, not usually. Does your child know my child?
Oh, boy. Yes, she does.
Well, then I know who you are.
You do you?
Should I say it?
Yeah.
Are you George Segal?
Yeah. I think, Bob Crane, we owe you an explanation, but although you probably see. The reason for all the German accents is that Mr. Segal is opening in the Quiller Memorandum, which is set in Berlin.
Yes.
And that was his German accent because it was a German picture, right? Yeah. Going to open on the 15th of December, yes, in the Beckman Theater.
What accent are you essaying, John?
Mine was Russian. We are playing, he was on this side of the wall, I was on the other.
George's daughter Elizabeth played with my children this afternoon.
Really?
Yes.
Your children will now have a German accent.
What?
You're letting everything out.
Did you drive over in the same car?
No.
No,
No, we'd rather hoped, actually, that Phyllis would have more difficulty, for instance, than anybody else. But we tripped up on
Does he
that.
usually talk German?
Yes.
Is that how you recognize him?
No, I just knew his movie was opening this week.
He didn't talk German in Virginia Woolf, certainly.
No, man.
No.
No.
But he talked funny.
Well, sir, thank you very much for visiting us, and I trust that, remember we hear it's going to the Quiller Memorandum. It has as much success as Virginia Woolf and King Rat and Ship of Fools. He's got a very long and distinguished career, and we hope that it continues that way. Nice to have you with us. Well, you've done very, very well, panel, I must admit. Very well. We didn't fool you a bit. We'll have another contestant after this word. And now to meet another contestant. Will you enter and sign in, please? Walter.
Alan.
Alan. Thank you very much, Mr. All righty. Mr. Allen, where are you from?
Manhattan.
From Manhattan?
Right.
Well, that takes care of things very well. Mr. Allen's from Manhattan. You all know him, so let's sit down. And we'll take a moment to let the audience in the theater and the audience at home know exactly what your line is. All right. Panel, we can tell you that Mr. Allen is salaried and he deals in a product. And we'll begin things with Bob Crane.
Is it a product I could use?
Yes.
Is it a large product?
What would you describe as large?
Well, let's go back to your old standby, bigger than a bread box.
Sometimes.
Oh, it comes in different sizes?
Yes.
Could it also be used by my wife?
Yes.
Can it be found in the home?
Yes.
Upstairs?
Yes.
Downstairs?
Yes.
Anywhere in the house? Could it be found outside the house?
Yes.
That's swell. I'll pass to Arlene.
You did so well.
Too darn well, I guess.
Is this product now, or has it ever been alive?
No.
1 down and 9 to go, Mr. Cerf.
Is there anything seasonal about this product, Mr. Allen?
No.
2 down and 8 to go, Miss Newman.
Is it something that I might buy more than once every 6 months? In other words, is it something I might buy regularly? Do you have to keep replacing it?
Yes.
You should keep replacing it.
Yes.
Can you keep one part and then replace another part? I mean, do you keep sort of the basic thing and buy parts for it?
No.
No, that'd be 3 down and 7 to go. Colonel.
Would this make me happy if I used it?
Well,
yes.
it all depend on what your purposes
Well, I
were
mean,
when
but
you were using it. You know? I can think of circumstances.
Would it improve my
Yes,
looks?
definitely.
Would it improve your looks?
Yes.
You think it
Could.
would? It
It
could.
could,
Yeah,
sure.
there are occasions. There are occasions when we would say it might, but I wouldn't lean on it too heavily. Oh, I didn't mean on. Oh, you.
Oh, I
misunderstood
see.
me.
Yeah, I-
mean,
no, I
I
took that
wouldn't
as a
make
clue.
this a major area.
It would help. I see. Would I... Is this an instrument of some kind?
What is your definition of an
Like,
instrument?
well, something I could play.
Oh, no. No, you couldn't play this. That's 4 down and 6 to go, Miss Francis.
Is it breakable?
Yes.
If one had it in the house, would one be able to see it easily?
Yes.
Oh.
That is not to say, we'd say that there are circumstances under which you might see it easily, but equally, we would not guarantee that if it were in one particular location that you could see it without making some effort. Wouldn't you say that's fair?
Right.
What did he say?
I don't know. Would I be correct in saying it is not edible?
Yes, you would be correct.
I've heard that there are types who do, but I don't think it's normal.
Would one find it in a department store?
Yes.
Would one find it in the furniture department of a department store?
One
Yes,
might.
You might find it there, yes.
Does it hold anything
I mean,
rather than just be a thing by itself?
is it its purpose to be a receptacle of...
Would it be
of a
nice
kind?
if it held something?
Would it be nice? It'd be nice, but it's not germane. That's 5 down and 5 to go, Mr. Cerf.
Is there any danger whatever concerned with this product?
No.
No, I wouldn't say so.
Not even if it fell on you?
Well, on you it might, but I have no. 6 down and 4 to go, Miss Newman.
Is it plastic or glass?
Yes.
It's one of the two.
Right.
Is it something that if my child came into the house and saw it, he would say, hey, there's I don't know what I'm saying. Is it something that a child could use? Could a child
sometimes.
conceivably use it?
Yes.
Sometimes.
Could you sit, stand, lean, or sleep on it?
No.
7 down and 3 to go. I think I'm going to throw the towel in for you. Anybody want to guess? I'm going to throw all the cards over.
It has
Is it plastic?
No.
Glass.
It's
It
glass.
has nothing to do with mirrors, does it?
No.
No.
Wait a minute.
It's
a
not
big-
electric light bulbs.
It is.
That's what it is.
Oh, no!
Mr.
Who ever heard of a bulb bigger than a bread box?
Fluorescent bulb.
Fluorescent bulb. Tremendous.
And how could it
You
make
know,
me
the
look
ones
better?
The one that you have over your dress, your makeup.
You call it a bulb, you call it a tube, don't you?
Well, it's in the bulb family.
And I've seen bigger than bread box bulbs. You know,
Yeah.
I mean the incandescent, old-fashioned incandescents.
Many bulbs they make for to beautify people
Yeah.
with mirrors.
Where are they?
Let's buy a dozen.
But Mr. Allen is with the Royal Lamp Company, and they're distributors for all Westinghouse in Sylvania, so they have every kind of bulb you ever heard of. Nice thing, though, Mr. Allen, when he's not selling bulbs, you study Actors Studio.
With
Right.
Strasbourg.
With the Strasbourg, and he's in a Christmas play for children, Aladdin and His Wonderful Lamp now, right here in New York. Where are you playing?
At the Renata Theater.
I think considering your
Broadway.
job, you'll have to change it to Aladdin and his wonderful light bulb.
Thanks very much, Mr. Allen. Nice to have you with us. And now, with all apologies to the panel, it's been wonderful to have you with us again, Phyllis, and certainly Colonel Hogan, nice to have you. And I've used up all the time. We'll say good night for everybody, and thank you for being with us on What's My Line?
Watch My Line is a CBS television network production in association with Mark Goodson and Bill Cotton. Francis Gown for Bonwit Teller, this is Johnny Olson speaking for What's My Line?